Computer training may sound daunting to the uninitiated, but it's never too late to start and plug into the 21st century, especially when you have so many ways to learn. I have invited Raquel Taylor from Norfolk Public Library, Lynn Berg of Prime Plus, Norfolk Senior Center, and Trina Tolentino-Pruden of Parks, Recreation, and Open Space to share what is out there. And there is a lot out there. People just don't know where to start sometimes. So I thought bringing you all together, maybe we could get that conversation flowing.
Sounds good.
So let's start with libraries, because libraries are where you work, and also because this is a place that many people will go, the public goes, to get information, whether it be online or in person. So, and you do offer quite a few resources in this regard.
We do. Well, as a lifelong learning institution, it's our goal that all of the citizens of Norfolk become competent users of technology. So we offer computer classes at most of our library locations. I think this summer we have about 9 locations that are offering classes. We have them in the AM as well as the PM, and you do not have to have a Norfolk Public Library card to sign up for our classes. You just simply go online to the website, or you can stop by any location and pick up a schedule. But the classes are for beginners as well as more advanced users.
Okay, so you cover the gamut, and the idea of being able to call or come in person is helpful for those who don't even know how to go online and find out, which is the case. And for some people, they just they don't want to go there, or they're dragged kicking and screaming, to even touch a computer. But it's very important.
And the classes that we offer are for novice users. If you've never touched a computer, we have Intro to Computers, Intro to Email, Intro to Internet.
Wow.
If you're looking for a little more experience with applications, we offer Microsoft Office programs, Excel, PowerPoint, Word, Access. And again, the classes are from beginner to advanced. So we really encourage people to get into the libraries. We have trainers who are highly skilled, and it's a very intimate setting. They're very hands-on. So if you're a little nervous about using technology, it's a great place to begin.
Okay, great. So Norfolk Public Library and about 9 of the branches.
Approximately 9 of the branches. We try to offer them citywide at various locations so that people have an opportunity to attend.
Okay. Well, that is certainly one way to get some training, but also to access computers themselves, because not everybody has one at home.
Right. And each library location has at least 20 computers, with the exception of our Pretlow Anchor Branch Library, which has at least 50. Now, you do have to have a library card to use the computers. You can access the computers for up to 2 hours. If you don't have a library card, you can get a temporary internet access card.
Okay. And you can always just get a library card, because I don't think that takes a lot of energy.
Absolutely.
Or time to do.
Anyone in the state of Virginia can get a Norfolk Public Library card.
Well, there you go. So there are really no reasons why you shouldn't. The barriers are all gone for learning and access.
To make it easy.
And in very convenient locations. And I know that our Department of Parks, Recreation, and Open Space also has centers where there are computers available and some classes as well.
That's right. We have 4 resource centers. We're on the south side of Norfolk. We have Oakleaf and Diggstown, which are in Norfolk Redevelopment Housing Developments. And we have Campostella, which is attached to our Campostella Recreation Center, and we have Campostella Heights Resource Center. And we have Resume Mondays, where we help people put together resumes. We have classes. We have one-on-one computer training where you can come in, because we tried doing classes. Mostly we do one-on-one. People, we help them set up email accounts. We do on demand. Whatever you come in and you need help with, we help them with.
And people that have not been comfortable with the idea of using technology, like that personal one-on-one.
They do. They really do.
That's where they're used to it. And, and this is one way to ease people in. And then, of course, once they can get up to speed or to a level where they're comfortable and can actually utilize some of it, there are all these other services too.
That's right.
And if they are not a senior yet, they will be. And Lynn Berg with the Prime Plus Norfolk Senior Center So they have offerings there too. Well, you offer a lot of things at the Senior Center, but
we sure do, Jan, and
computers is one.
I appreciate being included. I think it's
Sure.
a really valuable topic, and I know that all of us can benefit from what each other has for resources, because not one size fits all.
Right.
And so this might be a really great opportunity for people to learn everything that's available to them. At Prime Plus, we offer a community computer learning center, and we have a group of volunteers who has created a wonderful lab environment. We have our own text. These are all classes designated by people over 50 for people over 50, many of whom have never touched a computer and are very daunted. So we start with the Just Starting with Computers, where we teach about the actual machine itself, the on-off, the possibility
That's
of
real
not-
basic, yes.
And we want people to know they're not going to break a computer. You don't have to worry about it blowing up. You can actually feel a comfort level, and people just having sighs of relief and knowing that they're not going to hurt anything when they operate it. Then we go through computer maintenance. We make sure that everyone understands, hey, you need to clean up your files. You need to organize how you're saving your data. You need to think about your spyware. You need to understand what's safe and what isn't safe on your computer, and you need to be careful about that. Then we get into the Microsoft type products, so we talk about all of the software there, and then from there the sky is the limit. We do trip planning online, holiday letters, flyers for your events, whether it's an invitation or a garage sale. We go ahead and launch people into the grandchildren, making attachments, sending pictures, getting people familiar with Skype. We also have Wireless Wednesdays, where one-on-one instruction happens. If you have a cell phone, a laptop, an iPad, we'll make an appointment and sit down and make sure you know how to use it. All of our classes involve coaches sitting adjacent to students with an instructor in front of the class. They're short series, so it isn't overwhelming. You don't have to plan 6 weeks of time. You can actually get it in 2 or 3 weeks, get the pieces that you need to move you forward on your own speed. And then we also update and take requests. So if somebody wants to know something else, we're available. Like, for instance, purchasing on eBay, or the safe ways to handle banking. All kinds of topics come up. And again, we are trying to help people to become so much more comfortable that they can actually do their homework. And we have some homework on the computer for folks, and they can go to the library or to the other facilities in the community and actually do their homework and have a text with them, because we prepare manuals that are specific to the screens that you need to see in order to accomplish your homework, and that helps folks move forward with confidence.
I have to admit, I don't remember which of your organizations offers the mouse exercises, but I was exploring these sites just to see what was on them, and one has mouse exercises, and I just thought that was the most delightful thing I'd ever seen. I thought, what a wonderful way to break the ice for people who are just not sure what to do with this gadget. It was
And not
so
savvy.
That's right.
funny
Oh, I know
and
it.
so fun, and it's like, who knew? But there are very creative ways of reaching people, and you're right, different people have different needs and comfort levels, not only in terms of how much they know about computers and or where to find them, but who they're relating to,
Exactly.
the group that they may be most comfortable with, and if it's in their neighborhood as opposed to maybe someplace where they have to travel further. Or if you just feel like, okay, I'm going to explore this online.
Yeah.
That can be, well, maybe down the road they can, or maybe that's how they're going to start.
And
but-
navigating the internet is very important, and
Yeah.
it is also something that we try and make sure everyone is comfortable with, because when they go out the door, a lot of the world is already connected to the internet, and what we see is people's horizons opening up. Whether they're transportation impaired or they have some other challenges in
Yeah.
communication, they're able to see on a large screen all of the information that they need, and to know how to access that information is key. What we're trying to do is facilitate a better quality of life, give people access to the employment opportunities that are out there, helping them to navigate communications well and to feel safe and comfortable in that environment.
Right. I imagine that the folks that you deal with too are, they may want to understand, what is a password, how does it work, and also how do you protect those things from others.
Right.
I know that with libraries you may have a password, and you said that people need to use in order to access something on a computer that
Yes.
you use there.
And just like with your organization, you know, we start at the very basic level. We have people who come into the branches who have no computer experience at all. So they start them with the intro to computers, which involves using the mouse, and from there they advance. So we actually offer the classes on multi-levels. And then, you know, once you feel confident, you can come into our branches. We offer free Wi-Fi access. You can bring your own laptop or tablet and, you know, use our access to the internet. And we're always
And
there. We're an
connect.
information hub, so there's always someone there to help.
And you have locations in neighborhoods, which is very convenient for people who don't have maybe transportation all the time, or they're familiar with other people that might be at the center.
That's right. They can just walk. And we also do classes on, we're partnered with Opportunity Inc. So they have access to people who are looking for jobs. They can go to that workforce development site and see what jobs are available. And we also, like, I believe we did have the little mouse, because a lot of people don't know that you right click or left click. And we also had classes on how to use your cell phone. A lot of people don't know how to use their cell phone.
Amazing what people don't know and we take for granted that they do.
That's
Exactly.
Thank you, everybody, for sharing this information. Great stuff, and I hope it'll help some people out there who have been hesitating.
Thanks for the
Thank you.
opportunity.
You're welcome. Thank you. If you're getting ready to light up another cigarette, you better stay tuned for a lesson on how to get off your butt, and it's not my words I'm using here, and stay smokeless for life.